Okay, so like yesterday, we're dealing with radicals. The difference today, though, is we're going to talk about multiplying radicals, and then we'll simplify after we multiply. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply radical 5 times radical 15, and I'm going to see what I get when I do that. So when I do 5 times 15, that should give me 75. And since it's under the radical, say under the radical. Now radical 75, if you type it in your calculator, you get a decimal. So I'm going to try to simplify it by thinking about two radicals that multiply together to give me 75. So one good way to help me do this is I'm going to look at all of these radicals over here, and they're going to help me decide which radicals would be the best. Now 75 is made up of radical 25 times radical 3. And I know what radical 25 is. It's 5. But I don't know what radical 3 is, so I am just going to leave it under the radical sign. And I have 5 radical 3, and it is as simple as it can get. My next example is radical 3 times radical 8. So again, I'm going to use the same multiplication that I just did. So 3 times 8, that gives me radical 24. And then again, I'm going to look over and see if I can simplify anything, because radical 24 isn't a perfect square, so it's going to give me a decimal. So I think, what would multiply together to give me 24? And the radical that I would choose from over here would be radical 4, since radical 4 times radical 6 gives you 24. So radical 4 times radical 6, and that gives me 24. Well, 4 can be simplified to 2, and 6, that can't be simplified to anything, so I'm going to leave it as radical 6. And so my second answer is 2 radical 6. In this third example, I have 10 times radical 30. So again, I'm going to multiply, and so I know 10 times radical 30 is radical 300. And now that I know this is radical 300, again, I'm going to try to simplify. So I'm going to think about all of the radicals perfect radicals that might fit into this. So the biggest perfect radical that would fit into this is not on my list over here, but it's radical 100. Because radical 100 times radical 3 gives you 300. Well, I know what radical 100 gives me. It gives me 10. But I don't know what radical 3 gives me, so I'm just going to leave it. So my final answer would be 10 radical 3.